there's been a couple times I've been researching After Dark and I've had to just close the laptop. You know, I was going down a rabbit hole about like demon possession at one point, and I was like, no, ma'am. Like,
This is What a Joke
with Tom Papa and Fortune Feimster
on Netflix is a Joke Radio.
Are you guys old friends?
Yeah, we always run into each other. I've done Lauren's podcast. We're in the NBC family.
boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, ma'am.
On Superstore, you killed it.
Thank you.
When it first showed up, people were like, what is this show? And then just chugged and built up a really strong fan base. Very funny show.
It was, it was such a joy, and it was such a good group. Like, it really was from the beginning. We just didn't really have any drama. And I think we all knew that it was like a special one.
Did you know it was special from the start?
100%.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, even from, the first table read, the first meeting, because Ben Feldman is a camp counselor and he plans like get-togethers and dinners and
Oh, really?
like that. Oh, yeah. So he had a get-together planned for all of us before we'd even done the table read. He was like, who's the cast? Give me their numbers. I'm planning a get-together.
Yeah.
And right away, I was just like, everyone was so fun and cool and nice, and it just never changed. From the beginning, I was like, we have no drama. And people were like, talk to me in season 4. And it was like, and in season 4, I was like, we're still good. Like,
But you've always done a lot of voice work, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm from Canada. And so I did a lot of voice work up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then down here, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, I played Scorpio on that show. So that was like probably the most popular.
Yeah.
Popular one as of recent, and now we add Chicago Party Ad into the mix.
Oh yeah. How was it doing that Chicago accent?
I lived in Chicago for a few years when I was on the Second City main stage there, and they informed me I apparently had a Canadian accent, which was news to me. So I very quickly adopted this kind of half Chicago accent just because I didn't want to stand out on stage.
Yeah.
And the joke is that now it's a decade later, and I was like, actually, I can do a Chicago accent. I did one on stage for years. Yeah. So it was like, it was like full circle to have the opportunity to use it for good. My bullied accent paid off.
I'd like to give a toast to my nephew, Daniel Whittington. Get your juicy little fanny up here.
This is the best night of my life.
It's a miracle he turned out so good because his dad is a pussy and his mom is a dick.
What the fuck?
Mom? Bonnie?
Put that goddamn beer stein down.
Oh no, her Chicago accent's out. Did you tell her about the party?
No, I tracked his phone and I saw he was here.
That's an invasion of my privacy.
You get your things. You fire escape now.
Everything's okay. Party's still on. Sticks! Play Come Sail Away.
It seems like a fun character.
It's so fun. The show is adult animation, so it's like there's like the big kind of raunchy jokes, but so it's fun. I mean, that's always fun to get to play like that kind of like brassy broad. But there's also like a lot of like nice moments, a lot of heart. It's like, I keep talking about like it's kind of like the Ted Lasso effect that I feel like we're seeing right now, where which really comes through on this show too. So it's nice to get to play a character that can be, extreme, but then also feels like a real person and feels like, oh, she may be, a little eccentric and perhaps misguided, but she's got her core center is, driven by things like love and loyalty and fun.
Right.
Yeah.
And getting hammered.
Exactly. And doing some shots. Come on.
Did you have anyone in your real life that you was playing in your head when you were finding the voice for this character?
Yeah. Me. Definitely me. It's so funny because I do see sides of myself in her a little bit, not to the same extreme, but then I'm like, oh man, I'm like, should I be telling people that? No, I'm the kind of person who's like, I like to get a party going. I don't want the party to end, but I'm also the kind of person too who wants to yell from the rooftops about the people that I love, and I walk in front of a bus for them. So I feel like I have kind of her traits. I just have like a more reasonable level of them in many ways. But
Right.
then when it comes to like somebody who's saying things that feel maybe inappropriate or like, you know, yes, you have your opinion and I don't know if you need to shout it at us so hard. I'd say my mother. Yeah, my mother would probably come through there. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
funny.
think a lot of us female comedians draw on our moms for inspiration.
My mom loves it too. She loves it. I remember when I was at the Second City in Toronto, I did this whole bit about a song about how I was becoming more like my mother. And so like the examples started very kind of innocently. Like I started to knit and I wear fuzzy socks to bed and stuff like that. And then they got worse and worse. Like it got to be like vaguely racist, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And I'll never forget, I came off stage and it was just one of the like racist. She was like, I've never been a racist. I was like, but you're okay with all the other things I listed in that song? Well, they were all jokes, of course. She wasn't any of that.
Right.
Like, I love that she was just like, she's like, well, for the bit. And I was like, I love
For
that.
the bit.
For the
She's
bit.
committed.
My roommate's name is Thorn. He's on a water polo scholarship, and he says his girlfriend will be sleeping over a lot. I shouldn't complain. Stanford is one of the elite universities in the world.
You sound like your frickin' mom. What are you really feeling? Okay, I'll go first. I know when you look at me, you think, damn, my aunt's got her shit together. But if I'm being honest, I'm kind of in a rebuilding year, and I don't know what's next for me. Now you go.
Well, I think I got so caught up in everybody wanting me to go to Stanford, I never asked myself if I wanted to go there.
I felt the same way when I went to Medieval Times for my third bachelorette party. Did you know all that shit's fake?
Yeah, we kept telling you. Why am I gonna move 2,000 miles away to find myself when I don't even know who I am here?
I know who you are. You're my amazing nephew. You're cool and kind and talented. Hello! With all your art stuff, you're gonna be aces no matter where you end up.
You really like my artwork?
It's incredible, Daniel, and I think art sucks.
Because true crime is so popular, how's the podcast doing? I imagine a lot of interest, right?
It is a runaway train. You know, we started doing it for fun in the pandemic and it just exploded. And yes, the true crime fan base is amazing. I mean, we have Instagram fan accounts for fans of our show to showcase their pets.
Oh my gosh. Because it's with your sister, right?
She is my sister by life, my cousin by blood.
Cousin.
Yeah, so
sister.
we're technically cousins, but we refer to ourselves as sisters because we basically
Gotcha.
are. But yeah, it's just been a trip and it's been so fun. And the community of listeners that has started to follow us is amazing and super supportive. But it's yeah, I never expected.
Does
to.
it ever play on your head, like having to digest this stuff all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I sometimes
Yeah.
I can't handle it sometimes and just have to walk away.
One of the things that I think that people have really responded to with us is that we're keenly aware of how heavy it is, and we're also super uncomfortable oftentimes with how heavy it is. So we consequently end up, you know, making jokes, never about the subject matter, but about each other, about our own discomfort, etc.
Right.
So you kind of, I think you can walk away from our episodes, you know, not feeling like you've got that hangover that
Right.
I
Yeah.
definitely get a lot when you
I-
go into the documentaries for too long. It's like, oh boy, put on Ted Lasso, give me something.
I laugh when I'm uncomfortable.
Me too.
So-
Me too, big time. I feel bad sometimes that I'm like, I have so much fun talking about murder, but there you go.
Hey, do we have time for Joe's question of the day?
I think we do. Which is cuter and why? A human baby, a kitten, or a puppy?
Ooh, this is tough.
I'll go first. Hands down, the human baby's the most disgusting one.
Whoa!
They're oozy, they're farty, they're hairless. It's not done yet.
Oh man, well, I mean, babies are really cute. I love that baby smell, you know, like
Yeah, you sniff their heads.
not poopy baby.
And so you're down to the kitten and the puppy. Both adorable. Both just little scamps, just little something. The puppy has a depth to it that a kitten does not. Like the kitten is playful and just like, it's so, I can't believe its little paws, look at those little ears.
Little paws.
So I'm going to say puppy.
I like that poster of kittens, the hang in there poster. But for me, it's doggy dogs, the puppies.
Right.
I love the puppies.
Look at the puppies. I do love them, but they're so much work. Dogs are so. If I lived alone, I wouldn't have any pets.